Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the championship match of RPA Season 11. I just got done with my first recording, and then my damn phone decided to go off, ending that recording, and yeah, I I hate phones sometimes, and I can't even turn the ringer off on it, so oh well. But anyways, that tangent aside, this is a very, very big matchup for me. I've I've not been to a championship match in over a year, and I've not won a championship since summer of 2021. So this is a very, very big drought of mine, and it's a mountain I want to overcome so badly. The last championship I was in, I actually had a good chance to win. I had all the right prep, and then it just got ripped away by an ice beam freeze. So I'm really, really hoping that there's no hacks on either side in this one, or at least hacks that matters on either side in this one. But yeah, team I'm playing is Coach Quick of the Dallas Dachsbun. I played him in week 5, and he's actually the only team I really consider myself soundly beaten by. Like, I felt comfortable losing to him because he just had the better team and the better prep, better play. He just worked me all over. And even then, it was still a close game. So, yeah, this is a this is just a very, very big matchup overall. I know Quick wants this championship. I want it just as badly, if not worse. But yeah, that's enough of the backstory. I'm struggling to, find words for this because, well, this damn phone went off after I had the right words. But yeah, so I guess that's enough about the backstory and just be fumbling around for words. I'm just gonna go ahead and get into the game. You can see my team on the left and his team on the right. I'll go over his team again, even though I pretty much did it in week 5. First up, he has Corviknight, which is a insane defensive piece and can have access to a slow U-turn versus a majority of my team, allowing him to get in his other threats on his team. A FizzDev set can help alleviate pressure from Iwotic on checking Chinpel, and it gets reliable recovery with Roost so it can keep coming in on it. So, yeah, gets access to Body Press to Oko Chinpel, Brave Bird for nice stab, Defog to defog away my non-existent hazard game, which is like T-Spikes Nidoking, Rocks on Screamtail, and Spikes on Bramblegast. It also gets access to fun sets with dual screens, Light Screen Reflect, Iron Defense Body Press if he wants to run that, or he can run Bulk Up with Power Trip. There's so many fun sets Corviknight could run. Granted, I feel like we see a defensive set here because that's pretty much what he's brought all season, and I have no reason to believe that he will change things up here. Next up, he has Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele has typically been ran Scarf versus me. I say that is all, as he's just ran at Scarf week 5. But, so Tapu Lele typically runs Scarf. I can see choice specs, leftovers with Calm Mind, stuff like that. But being able to outpace Chimpow with the choice scarf is pretty invaluable for his team. But it's a really, really threatening special attacker, and that's pretty much it. It's a one-trick pony, but that one trick is pretty damn good. Same thing with Blacephalon. Blacephalon is one of his Terra captains, and it's a Terra captain that's kind of stole the show on his team. I think he did have it versus me in week 5. It was initially Hisui Zoroark, which I traded to him for Nidoking. That's another bit of history between our teams. Eventually he dropped Hisui Zoroark and picked up Blacephalon, which has helped his team out immensely. Blacephalon offers a nice fire ghost type and a secondary special attacker to kind of help out Tapu Lele. And it has snowball potential with Beast Boost special attack, and it has access to flame charge sets. It can effectively run mix too, which in his semifinals game versus Coach Tweedo the Deranged Dittos, he ran a Rock Blast set to counter his GU, which I respect. I respect the hell out of. I've always wanted to see Blacephalon run physical, but that was the first time I've ever seen it like that. So seeing that just kind of made me happy. It doesn't have a bad physical attack stat either. It's like base 107 or something, I think. It's over base 100. But that base 151 special attack is absolutely insane. I expect to see it as a choice spec set. Choice specs, just, there's not many answers to it on my team. I don't have a good normal type. Cyclizar, it's way too frail to be a Blacephalon answer, especially in a meta with hidden power. But I feel like he could just effectively run dual stabs and be fine. So that's Blacephalon. Next up, he has Milotic. Milotic completes the defensive core of Corviknight, or completes the defensive core with Corviknight and Garchomp, but we'll get to that. But Milotic serves as his Chien-Pao answer. Pretty much going to be a Fizz-Def set with like Flame Orb, Marble Scale, Recover, Toxic, Scald, Flip Turn, Haze to, check Suicune if it wants to. That's pretty much what I expect to see Milotic run. And yeah, once again, one trick pony, but that one trick is pretty damn good. Alternatively, it could run like Coil or Dragon Dance if it wants to be funny, but it's the championship match, and I don't think I'll see that. I think we'll just see a standard Fizz-Def set with Toxic, and yeah, we'll just go from there. My team doesn't deal with status well, since Screamtail is my Queric and it doesn't have Heal Bell, which honestly has bit me in the ass more times than I'd like to admit. I'd have to play really, really carefully around like Flame Body and like Toxic. So, yeah. Next up, they have Garchomp. Garchomp serves as like kind of a Swiss Army knife type Pokemon. It can run defensive, it can run offensive, it can run mixed, it can run whatever the hell it wants to. In my last game, he ran a Choice Band set, and I feel like although Choice Band is funny, I feel like a Yachi Berry set with rocks is just going to be the better option. An interesting fact, Chien-Pao with a Choice Band can actually Oko Garchomp with a Yachi Berry. So that was a funny thing that I noticed in prep. Next up, they have Tangrowth. Tangrowth is another defensive piece. It's a bulky grass type. I don't think we see it because my team just kinda murders grass types. Next up, they have Mega Beedrill. Very, very fast and hard-hitting physical wall breaker. It's kind of like Blacephalon, but physical. So, but it doesn't have like the snowball potential, but it can slap everything super hard. I think even like a Fizz-Def Zapdos isn't really safe from it. It barely doesn't get 2-hit KO by Poison Jab, and even then it has the chance to get a poison and actually guarantee the 2-hit KO. Next up, I have Rhydon. Me and Quick joked about him bringing SD Rock Polish Rhydon, which honestly Loki kinda went hard into this team, but I fully do not expect Rhydon to come. Garchomp does that job way better. They have Hawlucha next. They didn't bring... I felt Hawlucha was a pretty strong bring for them, but they didn't bring it last time due to Zapdos Screamtail, even though they have it as a Terra Captain. I have plenty of ways of dealing with it. Well, I like to admit I have plenty of ways of dealing with it. My plenty of ways of dealing with it are Zapdos Screamtail. So, yeah. I ran Roar Suicune in week 5 just as a last-ditch effort to check it, but it ultimately didn't come, so the Suicune check was ultimately pointless. And then they have Corphish as their meme 1-point pick, just like my pick was Bastiodon. So that's their team, and I'm just going to go ahead and get into the team that I brought. So let me get this matchup off the screen, and Here's the team that I brought. First up, I have Suicune, Leftovers with Pressure, Calm Mind Scald, Toxic Substitute. This is a bit of a amalgamation of the standard Subcalm mindset and the defensive Toxic set that I brought in week 5. This thing pretty much can 1v1 Milotic if it doesn't have Flame Orb, which is pretty much what I designed it to do. I have no clue what I speed crept this to, outpace. It may have been Garchomp. No, couldn't have been Garchomp, right? I don't know what I had this speed crept for. Could have been something that's fast. I don't know. But, oh, yeah, I know what it was. The speed creep on this, I hit 214 to outpace Mega Beedrill while paralyzed. So, paralyzed Mega Beedrill, I think, hits 213 with max speed. So, I have 32 speed to guarantee outpace that. Otherwise, it's just a standard max HP, max defense set. Sub, Toxic, Calm Mind. Pretty standard stuff. But the Toxic adds a little bit of extra flavor. So, my Assault Vest Nidoking from week 5 makes a return. I felt I hit this set right on the money with around week 5. This thing can whiv 2 Shadow Balls from a non-Terra Ghost Choice Specs Cephalon, and I'm not sure what the 48 defense or the 100 special attack accomplishes. Probably whivs a Garchomp EQ and can Oko or 2-8 KO. It may have been to 2-8 KO Spadef Corviknight with Thunderbolt. Again, I'm not sure because I built this set in week 5 and it's the championship match. Actually, it's 2 weeks after the championship match. I know the result, you don't. So, well, if you're an RPA, you do, but yeah. Next up, I have Zapdos. I learned from my mistake last time of going with a speedy set. This set can actually live a Garchomp Stone Edge. So, that's something. Thunderbolt, HPS, Defog, Roost. I put Defog on here over, I think, U-Turn because I found I wasn't quicking U-Turn a lot in prep, and I figured Defog was always nice to have with a team with a hazard stack of Garchomp. Roost for recovery, Thunderbolts for a nice stab because they don't switch into Thunderbolt well, and their Thunderbolt answers get hit hard by HPIs. So, have 64 special attack, I think, to guarantee 2-8 KOs, but have Corviknight with T-Bolt. And this is pretty much max HP, max defense. 182 HP is just a funny number. If you're a fan of Lord Envy, you know the importance of kind of some of these numbers like 369 or like what's another one? I think like 333 is another one. But there's like some magic numbers that Envy always tries to hit with its EV spreads, and I've kind of adapted that philosophy into my teams. So that's why you see me run like 369 HP. 232 HP, like in EV investment, is another like fun thing. I know he runs that on his Umbreons, and you've seen me run an Umbreon set like that. Well, actually, I don't think you have because that was the one ICPL game that I didn't record. So, but I ran a 232 HP Umbreon with mixed investment in defense and special defense. So, yeah. Next up, that's Dunban over there. We have Chinpao with Choice Band, Sword of Ruin with Ice Spinner, Crunch, Sucker Punch, Ice Shard. This is pretty much just going to be my nuke. He can't switch into Chinpao well. Crunch pretty much 2-hit KOs Corviknight and Milotic even if they're Fizz Step. So that's going to be funny if they bring it in, expecting to tank, expecting to eat, but then I just bop them with 2 crunches and then they don't have a defensive answer anymore. Next up, I have Ricky the Legendary Heropon. Also, like, yeah, I've been playing Xenoblade a lot, so I kind of wanted to do a Xenoblade nickname theme. As you can see, Sharpshooter Charlotte is Zapdos, it's Rhyme Time as Nidoking, and then Melia as Suicune. Ricky, the Legendary Heropon, Screamtail, Leftovers, Protosynthesis, Wish Protect, Rock Steegwing. This is pretty much the exact same set that I ran in week 5. I think I mixed up the EV investment a bit. I put a bit more defense, I think, on it to better take on Garchomp, while also still being able to 1v1 Tapu Lele. The big change on this team comes in the 6th slot, which is Infernape. I went with a Scarf Infernape set, which is my favorite way to run Infernape. Flare Blitz, EQ, CC, U-turn. This thing is pretty much designed to beat the Scarf Tapu Lele that I know he's going to bring. And it can outpace Mega Beedrill and get a cheeky kill there. It's pretty much a nice late game queener, while Chien-Pao is there as the mid game breaker. So, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the team. So, let's just get into the battle. So, I can't remember what I led off with. I'll just go ahead and start. They lead off with Melodicus. I lead off with Screamtail. So, I feel like why I went off with the lead Screamtail was I felt it was massively important to get rocks off, because Chien-Pao's 2-hit KOs can only be 2-hit KOs if I have rocks up. It can also tell me if Blacephalon is a choice item or heavy-duty boots, which is very, very important intel for that. It gets chip damage on the Mega Beedrill if it wants to come in, taking 24% guaranteed every switch in. It forces Corviknight into wanting to defog, and it can also tell me intel on Tapu Lele's set. So that's really, really massive here. Unfortunately, they get the Toxic off on me, which is whatever. And they go hard into Blacephalon turn 2 as I click Wish. So I click Protect since I know that they're choiced. So I click Protect, just trying to scout what they want to do. They end up clicking Trick, and I pull a double into Nidoking as they I pull a switch into Nidoking as they go into Garchomp, which was a very, very nice play on their part. I ultimately decided to Terra Water here and quick Ice Beam as they quick the Stone Edge, which I respect a lot. That was a nice play on their part, just to try to scout for the Terra. And Garchomp is getting weaker and weaker, and the big thing is, I have Zapdos still around. So, Screamtail comes in and takes the Earthquake, and they ultimately do switch out of Garchomp. A quick Wish, and I think a quick Protect just to scout what they want to do, as they end up quicking Knockoff. Knockoff is a pretty big deal for Screamtail, because Screamtail does kind of rely on leftovers. They quick Poison Jab as I double on the Zapdos and get a Static Para. I quick HP Ice expecting Garchomp to come in, but they stay in, and they force me to quick Roost until they get paralyzed. So, I was probably going to keep quicking Roost until they got fully paralyzed. It's unfortunate that it happened that soon, but yeah. A quick Thunderbolt, and I managed to KO the Mega Beedrill. They go into Blacephalon as I go into Nidoking, effectively sacking it off. And so begins the game of switch into the threat. So I knew that Blacephalon was choice specs. I knew it. I go into Chien-Pao and just start quick and crunch. They switch into Milotic, and it gets 2-hit KO'd with the burn damage, which I found hilarious. So, Chien-Pao picks up a kill. They go into their Scarf Tapu Lele, and they double into Blacephalon on my Screamtail play, which is a very, very nice play on their part. But I had the sack still, and they'd have to make a lot more of those doubles to pretty much beat me. Shadow Ball fires off and just obliterates Suicune. And I go into Chinpow, and I start Quick and Crunch again. So they go Garchomp to sack it off, a Quick Crunch, and it's down to a 4v3. Tapu Lele comes in, and they will Quick Moonblast this time. As I don't overthink it, I just go Scream Tail. So they go Corviknight here. They reveal they are heavy-duty boots, so that's something. A quick Wish and go into Zapdos as the quick U-turn. Get Static Parried, but it's whatever because Corviknight wasn't going to outpace anything anyways. So here, I couldn't afford to lose Zapdos because I still had, there was still a nice piece to deal with the Corviknight. I just decided to go ahead and sack Scream Tail because its usefulness has already been fulfilled. It got Rocks up, and it's not going to beat Tapu Lele with Toxic. So I'll go Chinpow as they're forced to sack Corviknight to the Crunch. So Chinpow putting in serious work. And they go into this, they go into Tapu Lele. I just decided to let this thing go down because I pretty much already won the game. So I go Zapdos here instead of the Scarf Infernape because I didn't want to risk this being like max HP, max defense. I wanted to get a bit of chip damage off on it, just so Scarf Infernape could come in and clean up the game after. They quick Moonblast and get a special attack drop. I quick Thunderbolt and get a para. The para didn't matter because obviously I have Scarf Infernape in the back, and with my chip damage finally gotten, I just quick Flare Blitz twice to win the game. And that is RPA Season 11. Your Mistralton City Mews are the champions. I'm so happy that I won this game. I've been looking for a championship for a long, long time, and I finally won a championship. I'm in 2 more leagues right now, which I'm not recording, but I'm thinking after those 2 leagues in, I may take a break from draft weeks. To my fellow RPA players, I'm probably not going to be back for Season 12. I hate to admit it, but I'm probably not going to be back for Season 12. I may be back for Season 13 if that happens, but I'm probably not going to be immediately back for Season 12. I feel like I need just a break in general from draft, though anything can happen. So, that is the entirety of the RPA season. I want to thank you all for being on this ride with me and, well, supporting me all the way. I'd like to thank Beal and Josh in my front office, giving me the prep I needed. And, yeah. Until then, peace out.